The Mandalorian is back. Okay, by the time I get the video shared, I'll probably have been back for a while, but it's back. And to get myself ready for the return of my favorite armored mercenary and his small green ward, I sat down to rewatch the first season, and spoiler alert, it's still just as good. But upon my rewatch, I came to notice things I didn't fully appreciate the first time around, to the point where I realized The Mandalorian isn't just a Star Wars show, it honors Star Wars. So that's what we'll be discussing in this video, and yes, there will definitely be spoilers for Season 1, you've been warned. First up, the story. This might seem obvious, but Star Wars isn't just sci-fi. It's in many ways a space western. Okay, technically it's a pastiche of westerns, jidaigeki, space adventure serials, fairy tales, airplane dogfights, and Casablanca. At least according to Slate, but you get the point. We start on a homestead, meet space cowboy Han Solo, hang out in a seedy saloon. So it seems obvious to use that setting to help anchor the Mandalorian in something familiar, but where they would have plenty of space to play. Similarities they build on with the factions and person they center the story on. And personally, I think the Mandalorians were a perfect choice for the show because of how similar they are to the Jedi. They both have a diverse order/religion made up of many members of different races and backgrounds. They both blend tradition with technology and anchor it in a rare resource. And they both conveniently have their own ambiguous mystical catchphrases. The only real difference is space bounty hunters versus space samurais. And it even goes beyond this to Lucas's own inspiration. For anyone who's seen any behind the scenes of how George Lucas wrote Star Wars, then you know he loves the hero's journey, aka the narrative anchor that made Star Wars so easy to latch onto. Well, guess what Season 1 perfectly encapsulates? Now, I'm not going to go through all 17 of Joseph Campbell's stages for the hero's journey, but these are the 12 big ones that Star Wars and The Mandalorian hit, so get ready for a lightning round. 1. The ordinary world. We literally open on Mando's day-to-day knocking skulls and claiming bounties. 2. Call to adventure. Mando meets Baby Yoda, forcing him to reconsider his allegiance and kicking off the show's main story. 3. Meeting the mentor. Mando meets a handsome ex-Imperial Ugnaught named Quill that shows him how to solve problems without disintegration. Do vibro knives count? 4. Refusal of the call. Mando's a good bounty boy, and a big Beskar payday is better than adopting a green baby Muppet. 5. Crossing the threshold. Mando decides "Por qué no los dos?" and goes to save Baby Yoda, going against the guild code, which is kind of a big deal since his religion is literally just a code. 6. Tests allies and enemies, aka episodes 4 through 6 and the beginning of episode 7. 7. The approach. Mando makes a plan to save Baby Yoda by getting the Empire off their backs once and for all. 8. The ordeal. Moff Gideon explains that this is his meth empire and he will not have Mando standing in the way of him getting Baby Yoda. 9. The reward. Mando survives the ambush and gets a badass jetpack from the Space Viking. 10. The road back. Mando literally sees the light at the end of the lava tunnel where he has to fight more imps. 11. The resurrection. Mando vs. Gideon, Rocket Pack vs. TIE Fighter, Q Duel of the Fates. And 12. The return. Mando now has the knowledge and tools to keep Baby Yoda safe as they go to find Baby Yoda's people. Now, in addition to all that story stuff, we have how they pay tribute to the original trilogy and the prequels. For instance, the Razor Crest is a customized gunship. This look is reminiscent of the Millennium Falcon, which was inspired by Lucas's youth as a street racer modifying hot rods, like his Atto Bianchi Bianchina. Speaking of the Falcon, the characters love to say things like,
"He said you were the best in the parsec,"
even though parsec is a unit of distance and not area, which is nice because it's referencing Han's comments about the Kessel Run without feeling out of place. There's even an episode where they return to Mos Eisley, which I was honestly certain would just turn into Abrams-style nostalgia bait, but instead we see imps on pikes, robots running the very cantina they were excluded from, and sand people doing sand people things, each filling a role as nostalgic scenery rather than plot. Then there's the puppets. Lucas wanted to make a visually stunning universe, but was limited by the technology of his time. So he fell back on some of the most groundbreaking VFX ever done till that point. This includes amazing costume work and puppetry, both of which help ground the actors and by extension the story. Contrast this with the CGI used in the prequels that is good, but not always believable. Filoni, Favreau, and all the creators on The Mandalorian understood the value real environments, practical effects, and puppetry would have in helping ground visuals. So much so that even in scenes where they use a CGI Baby Yoda, they went out of their way to still make it look and feel like a puppet because of how much better it anchored us in the character and story. The result? There isn't a single moment in the whole Mandalorian that I couldn't imagine physically being a part of. But the best thing I believe The Mandalorian did to honor Star Wars was to be a TV show. Regardless of what you think of the films, The Clone Wars, The Mandalorian, and yes, even Rebels, have been well received because they are shows about Star Wars. So when I say the Mandalorian Honors Star Wars, I don't just mean the movies, I mean the universe. Filoni, Favreau, and every other person who was part of the show found a way to honor the universe we wish we could step into, even if it's only for 40 minutes at a time. They have time to hang out in the Star Wars universe, meaning we get to enjoy things we don't normally get to see in movies. Things like meeting new faces, seeing old faces, short stories, longer arcs, bottle episodes, and most importantly, the time to enjoy our heroes learning and just existing. Whatever you think of the franchise and its many incarnations, when you watch The Mandalorian, it really does feel like you're just watching Star Wars, and I think that's amazing. If you agree, I hope you'll like, subscribe, let me know your favorite Mandalorian moments in the comments, and I'll see you next time.